to go to the third speaker, Professor Juan Abubakar. Are you here? Would you like to share?
Yes, I'm ready.
Oh, okay. All right. The floor is yours, Professor. Please.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good evening to everyone here. I'm very glad to be able to speak today, but as you know, people like me are no linguists. We are working in the social sort of movement, getting people together, and as far as we are concerned, we found that using some lingual activities could actually get people around. For example, if you're talking about getting Malaysian and Indonesian together, there are many things that we can fight. Every time we meet each other, there will be confusion between us. We can easily find issues to fight, but we found that using activities like the literary activities, kegiatan sastra, using the language is one of the things that bring us together. We are no linguists. I'm an engineer. I'm working with people who are non-linguists as well. But we think using linguistic activities, using literary activities, that's what we have done. And we hope this to bring people together, not only people from Malaysia, Indonesia, but people all over the Asian region. We form a society called Gaksa, Gabungan Komunitas Sastra ASEAN, Asian Literary Communities, okay, that combine people from the 5 nations to work under one organization through an activity, which is the easiest would be the literary activities. We have activities to write poetry, we publish books in short stories, we publish novel, all this written by people from different countries, the different Asian countries. I can give you an example. This is a short story. Can't say. This is a short story book. Oh, you can't see it. Okay, I hope you can see it. The title is Kata Baku. Kata Baku. This is mathematical title. Kata is kali, ba is bahagi, kata ta is tambah, ku is kurang. So kata baku is a mathematical sort of topic. We were forced to use this word because we wanted the symbol for the title. Symbol. Plus, minus, multiply, divide. But the government doesn't allow us to use this title. So we were forced to use the title Kata Baku. So one of the activities we thought that could bring people together. We are more interested in bringing people together. And when we bring people together from the different Asian nations, we tend to fight. There are many things to fight about. Okay? But when we work in this literary area, we found that people are too busy writing, very busy discussing. So we develop friendship instead of fighting between each other. So we have formed the association Gaksa, Gabungan Komunitas Sastra ASEAN. Okay, the ASEAN Literary Communities. This was formed in 1978. Yeah, 78. Quite a number of years ago, and we were very active. Before the pandemic, we get together, Malaysians, people from Brunei, people from Singapore. We go together and have activities in Indonesia. Our friends, the literary friends in Indonesia, welcome us and organize the activity. At other times, we organize such meetings, such literary activities, poetry reading, short story reading, etc. in Kuala Lumpur and people from the different nations get together. Now with the pandemic, we can't do it. We still have these activities online. Okay? Online, every month, we will meet online and we will call people from the different nation to come and make their literary presentation. Why literary? We just want to get people together, and it's not easy to find a way to get people together. And we found that through literary activities, it is quite easy to get people together and forget about fighting each other. So over the last couple of years, we have been having monthly meetings on the online, monthly meeting online to have literary activities. You know, these are very social, very interesting social movements. We were working in literature, but our main is not literature. We are not really interested too much in literature. Our aim is to have literary activities to bring people from the nation together. And through literature, it is easier to develop friendship than through other areas. Okay. Bahasa Indonesia untuk Bahasa ASEAN is one of the ideas that we came up with. We were wondering, what can we do to let people talk to each other? You know, we need people to interact. But when we go to Indonesia, people speak differently. We go to Malaysia, people speak differently. But of course, it's the same language. And finally, we found that there is no such thing as Bahasa Indonesia. You know, it's just a Malay dialect. It's just a Malay dialect. It's Bahasa Indonesia. You come to Malaysia, you have got Bahasa Melayu. It's just a Malay dialect. So we are actually speaking the same language. And we prove to you that we can get together on stage, we can get together online, and we can produce books like this written by people from different nations. Indonesia, Malaysia, Brunei, Singapore, Thailand, from different nations, but using the same language. So we think this is one of the best way to get people together. Am I okay? One of the best way to get people together through the literary activities. So that's how we finally formed Gaksa, the Gabungan Komunitas Sastra ASEAN, which is hosted by the leaders from the different nations. We have the center in Banten, yeah? Cilegon, Banten. We bought a house there. It costs us quite a lot of money, but we are very rich. It's 100,000 ringgit. We bought a house. We call it Rumah Sastra ASEAN, the ASEAN Literary House, where we have our activities. Members from the different country come to the house to have activities, but unfortunately, because of the pandemic now, the house is a bit quiet. We think that in future we should be able to have more activities to use the house and to get people together. Online at the moment, the online activities are the best activities. We form what we call the Sastra Vaganza ASEAN. Sastra Vaganza ASEAN is a get-together, is an online get-together for literary lovers, literature lovers. We have this WhatsApp group we call ESVA, Sastra Vaganza ASEAN. We have got this WhatsApp group where people just put their writings, you know, put their writing. May it be a poem, may it be short story. It can be anything. So they just put it in the WhatsApp group, and members from other countries, from the same country, can actually read these literary products, and these products are transferred to an online portal, also called the Sastra Vaganza ASEAN. This portal will register all the activities that our members do, and this is also shared to the Facebook. You know, now all these portals can be shared onto the Facebook. So we thought we have a very good and interesting movement to bring people together using literature as the main activities. We are not really concerned about the literature itself. Our concern is more on getting people together, making friends between countries, but we found that using the literary activities is a very good way to get people together. From time to time, we used to go to Indonesia before, but now we go to Indonesia online, and anybody who are interested can join us. Every month, we sit down on our writing table in our own house. Okay, but there would be 50, 60 of us sitting down at home at the same time and performing literary activities like poetry reading, etc., you know, which are very interesting and can get people together. This is one of the things that we are very concerned to get. We are very concerned and we are very interested, so that the idea of getting people from the different nations to meet and interact face to face on live, we think is very important. Recently, we are thinking of publishing this. I was asked about this Bahasa Indonesia untuk Bahasa ASEAN. This is a book containing chapters written by other people. So we were thinking, you need a language. You need a language to communicate, and you have the Indonesian language, you have the Malaysian language, you have the Brunei language. Finally, we decided they are all Malay language. You know, they are all Malay language. We can interarrange. We can interchange the words. Sometimes the Indonesian use words which we don't understand or we misunderstand. I said percuma, free, but to them percuma means something else. Okay, I mean gratis, they mean different. So I said comel, to them comel is different. So they say the baby is lucu. Wow, I said lucu, it doesn't sound right to us. But as time goes on, we tend to learn what they understand certain words to mean and what we understand. And we finally found out that we were able to develop a community of people using writings and literature to make them understand the language, to make them understand the thinking of each other, so that there will be less conflict between people of the different countries. While literature, as I told you earlier on, we found that literary activities seems to bring people together, to make them think and interact positively rather than try to fight each other. Moving from one country to another country before was very difficult, but now after you have a lot of online interactions, you know each other, you speak to each other, you quarrel with each other, and you make jokes with each other online. Finally, when you meet, you are likely to become very good friends. So that's what we were very interested in. We are using literature to bring people together. As far as we are concerned, it is through Gaksa, Gabungan Komunitas Sastra ASEAN. And on top of that, we are moving worldwide. We are inviting friends from other countries like Russia and USA, and we form what we call WALC, W-A-L-C, WALC, World Association of Literary Communities. This, we have activities online, we have activities on Facebook, and we interact with everybody, and we found that literary activities is one of the activities that we can bring people together, even though the quality of the product may not be very good, but getting people together to us is more important. For example, this book here, Home Pimpa. This is a book containing poetries written by people from the different countries. So roughly, to me, that's what it is. That's what it is. And I think after going through these activities, we found that Bahasa Indonesia may be a good tool for us to work on. Even though I said earlier on, we don't think there is such thing as Bahasa Indonesia. The Indonesians are speaking Malay, we are speaking Malay, everybody is speaking Malay. They are using different dialects. That's all, different dialects. Some of the words have different meaning. But I'm speaking the same language as my Indonesian friend. Sometimes I misunderstood them, but sometimes after that you learn. And actually, we have found that Indonesian language is just a dialect of Malay. The Malaysian language is just a dialect of Malay, and the other country, Brunei and Thailand, we all speak the same language. So that's how we get together. Let us understand what the other are saying. And I'm very happy that the association now is still active, even though we cannot meet together, even though the pandemic is staying on, but with the internet around, we are able to meet each other, and we hope what we are doing will be very good, not for the literature itself. We are more concerned about the communities. We are more concerned about the friendship between people of the different nations. I think roughly that's what my thinking is, and that's what our activities under what we call Gaksa is concerned about. Thank you very much. Terima kasih.
Thank you, Professor Irwan. It's a very remarkable presentation, and it's glad to know that the Malay dialect, the root, the languages in ASEAN have the same root, which is Malay, and that makes us get together very easily.